that was fun, but it is now obvious to me that I have not spent enough time gallivanting in and around the city of Kalamazoo. But that will change. Looking deep into my crystal ball, I see many more brewery-filled weekends in KZoo. On each of my weekend brewery excursions, I always have an itinerary or a list of places I plan on stopping. That said, there's never been one time where I've been able to stay 100% to my list. This weekend was no different. There was quite a few that I wanted to stop at but didn't get a chance to. Wax Wings, Tibbs, Boatyard, and a few others. What happens is I walk into a brewery and I've never had their beer before and I instantly fall in love, which makes me have another beer there and probably another beer there and completely slows down my weekend. I mean, we're talking real world problems here, folks. I mean, what's global warming? I'm deciding on what brewery to go to. So the final tally for the weekend, 11 breweries, 10 new ones for me. The one repeat, Bell's Eccentric Cafe. After they took second in their CrossFit competition, congrats boys. Adam and James wanted to go out to dinner, and when am I ever gonna say no to going to Bell's? After leaving there, I have 3 words for you. Mango, habanero, Oberon. So 10 new breweries. That's a pretty good weekend for me, and a few of them became instant favorites, like Presidential Brewing in Portage. If they're not the newest, Presidential Brewing is one of the newest breweries in the state, just opening their doors in late March. And on Friday night, they had a live, loud, packed house, which is great to see for a brewery that's only been open for a few weeks. They've created a very communal atmosphere with big, long, open tables, which is going to allow you to sit next to someone you never have before, and to definitely speak with someone you never have before. And now, for many of you that have seen my posts or watched my videos, you know that I love to support breweries that support veterans, and that's exactly what Presidential does. They have a wall designated for free beers to veterans, which have been purchased or gifted from other people. So if you are a vet, you walk in, unclip your little tag, walk up to the bar, and someone has bought you a beer, which, being a vet, you know that just, for lack of a better term, melts my heart. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Jake and Kaylee. They gave the small group we were with and a few other people a private tour, gave us some background information on their brewery, what their plans are. They've only been open 3 weeks, so right now they're just kind of rolling with the punches, and they're going to figure it out as they go along, and it's great to see. So if you're cruising east or west on 94, make sure you get off at that exit that says Portage. You head a few miles down the road, stop in Presidential Brewing Company. It's another one that I highly, highly recommend. Another favorite stop of the weekend, Texas Corners Brewing Company. I really knew nothing about Texas Corners before walking in. All I did know is that they were the closest brewery to our hotel, so it made a great place to end our Friday night. I mean, I didn't even know Texas Township existed on the map, but I do now, and I do know this is one place that I'll be back to. They have a great drink menu with a good mix of ciders and beers. I chose to start with a side-by-side. They have a standard porter called P51, and they have a bourbon barrel-aged P51 porter. Standard P51 good, barrel-aged P51 porter outstanding. I also had their 4th anniversary ale, which is a double New England style IPA, full of citrus, full of juice, and amazing beer. I'm sorry that I came in so late. I'm sorry I was the last one at the bar. I promise that I'll come earlier next time. That's what she said. Make sure you give them a like on their Facebook and Instagram page. Get there soon. So it's Saturday morning. What else is there to do besides beers and brunch? And for those 2 things, I decided to go to Bright Eyes Brewing Company. First thing I noticed about Bright Eyes when I walked in, the prices. I mean, outstanding prices, both on the beer and the food. I ordered off the a la carte menu, got a couple scrambled eggs, hash browns on the side, and I washed those down with a beer called the KZoo Midnight, a very dark, malty porter. Smelled like maple syrup, tasted like maple syrup. I was in heaven. I mean, a brewery that opens up at 8 o'clock 6 days a week and serves beer. Why can't there be one of those on the way to work for me? Bright Eyes Brewing Company Kalamazoo. Make sure you give them a like on their Facebook page and Instagram. Small batch brews done right. One of our off the itinerary stops this weekend was up in Otsego. See, Megan, I can pronounce it. Again, this is one of the newest breweries in the state of Michigan. Liquid Note Brewing just opened their doors February 1st, 2019. For us, it was a quick 13-mile drive north up 131 from where we were staying in Kalamazoo. Liquid Note has a small jazz club type feel to it with a large stage in the center of the brewery that's going to be able to host all sorts of live entertainment. But for me, there were two reasons why I love this brewery. One, the Folsom Dark Lager. To me, I described it as a campfire in my mouth because I love a beer with a nice smoky finish, and this had exactly that. The second reason, Liquid Note now has my new favorite bartender in the state of Michigan, which is an ever-rotating, constantly changing list, but as of Easter 2019, Liquid Note's the place to be for a good bartender. Make sure you get to their Facebook, Instagram page, or wherever they're at online, and you give them a like, and if you're driving through Otsego, you stop in and have a nice smoky beer. One of our last stops of the weekend, but definitely not my last stop here. One Well Brewing. Art and culture, fun and beer, all under one roof. Oh, and the pizza. It's really fucking good pizza. Pinball, darts, board games galore, all to go along with a fun atmosphere and great beer. And when I say great beer, look at this little cutie. An 8-ounce can of a bourbon barrel-aged barley wine called Yes Sir. Bought a 4-pack of these. Brought it back to the hotel for a nice nightcap. It's a great barley wine for a true barley wine lover. So again, One Well Brewing Kalamazoo, Facebook, Instagram, give them a like. And like their saying goes, high fives over handshakes. So I'm saving the best for last. And when I started this trip Friday and I was heading west to Kalamazoo, I never thought I was going to be saying these words. But that's what makes this hobby so much fun. I knew nothing about them. I never had any of their beer. Nor I did have anyone tell me how good their beer was. But hands down, by a landslide, blown away, wasn't even close. Insert whatever phrase you want, but that's how good the beers at Old Peninsula Brew Pub are. And it's not just me. Both my friends Adam and Megan thought the exact same thing. My favorite beer of the weekend? Pancakes and Hot Pants, a vanilla porter made with maple walnut coffee and ghost peppers. This beer had so much going on, had my taste buds doing backflips with just enough throat burn, wasn't over the top. Buzz Light beer, that was Adam's favorite. Cream ale with all the coffee flavor your heart desires. Peanut butter and jelly stout, that was Megan's. A great combination of chocolate and raspberry mixed into one dark beer. Places like Old Peninsula are what make my weekend trips so much fun. Walking into a brewery I know nothing about and walking out without socks on. Get it? They blew my socks off? This is where you insert your LOL. Anyways, Old Peninsula Brew Pub, Kalamazoo. Get there. You will not be disappointed.